Welcome. In this video, we are going to see about the project title is Effective Management for Blockchain Based Agri Food Supply Chain Using on Deep Reinforcement Learning. So these are the abstract. In this overall, the work of project is we have to choosing on the blockchain based on these two fields by using to secure for the without third parties work. So these are introductions. So this is an overall system architecture. So first of all, the farmer will be selling the product to the processor. Means if the farmer and processor was creating a blockchain and based on this hash value, and it will be more securable for the farmer and processor work. After the processor buying the product, the processor will be sells to the distributor. In the processor and distributor work will be displayed on the hash value. After the distributor want to selling the product in retailer, in the retailer will be displayed to ready to shop on this for the direct to one customers. So these are the overall system architecture. So in this project we have to one these are these modules. So the overall conclusions. So here we want to open the project. So in this project, we have to honor the 5 models. One is on a farmer and processor, distributor, retailer, and finally the consumer. So now I open the project and here I want to run the project. So after the project running work in successful, so here we want to open these modules. So first of all, the farmer work. The farmer first of all want to register the basic information and the basic information user ID and password to log in and to add the crop of the product. Once the farmer selling the product to processor means it will be farmer can view the hash value based on this farmer and the processor works. So now I am going to execute it. So first of all, farmer will comes. Register the farmer basic information. So the farmer name is Anna. So the farmer name is Anna Lingam. So here we have choosing the password as same. So where the place is Madurai. So here I want to enter the mobile number. After I choosing the areas, so less than 1 acres. So here I want to submit it. So this register was successful. So after that we want to log in the page. So here I choosing the login page. I entering the name and password. After I will log in means the page will be displayed. So here we have 3 models. First of all, the farmer can add the product and view and finally log out. So here the lingam of the farmer will be added the crops. So clicking on the crops, it will be displayed on the some columns. So here we want to enter the crop name. So here I want to add an onion, the quantity. Here I want to choose 2. So 2 onions of the prices. Here I entering the value is 50. The farmer will giving the rate of the onions. The quantity of 2 onions of rate is 50 rupees. So finally I want to submit it. So after the submit, view the status. So the crop name is an onion. The lingams of the farmer name is an lingam. The lingam will be crop the names of onion, 2 quantities, and the giving the price is 50. The ready to selling for this 2 onion of 50 rupees ready to selling on this processor. So the processor didn't buy the any product, so it will be placed on null and hash value will not be generated. Once the processor came is the hash value will be generated. That hash value will view only on this farmer page. So after the farmer work, the processor of same field farmer will be registered the account in register the basic information. After the information, log in the pages and the processor will buying the product. Once the processor buying the product means the processor ready to sell the distributed process next level. So after the buying the product, the processor can show the hash values. So here I want to processor comes. So here the processor will be registered. So the processor name is an Anbitselvi. So here I want to use, here I want to choose password as same. The company name is, here I am choosing on a company name is Anbitselvi company. So where the company is placed as, so here I want to use Madurai. So finally I am giving the mobile number. After giving the mobile number, want to submit it. So the registration is successful. So after the registration, the processor will log in the page. So after login it, the processor can buying the product module will display and viewing the status. So the processor want to buying the product means, so the processor what the product will be wanted. For example, the lingams of onions he want to buy means by clicking on this ratio button and we view the product and the product of what the farmer giving the rate of price is will be displayed and finally click the buy button. So after the buy means the view status will be displayed. So in the same field of the before farmer having the view status, so before we want to see means here we want to choosing on a farmer. So here the farmer name is Lingam. So here I want to choose Lingam. I want to paste it and here I want to log in. So here we want to view the status means clicking on the view status. So the processor buying the product. So the processor name will be displayed and the processor and farmer hash value will be displayed. So in the same process, after the distributor buying the product from processor, the distributor giving the name of this, the distributor giving the name means the processor viewing the name and viewing the status. So once the processor work completed means the distributor work will be started. So the same distributor will log in the basic information, register the basic information. After that login, the distributor can buying the product. After the distributor buying the product means ready to sales the product to retailer. So after this process, the hash value will be displayed. So now I want to execute it. So clicking on the distributor. Here the user name is Karthik. First of all, we want to register it. So here I want to register. I enter the name as Karthik. So here I want to choose. So the company name is company. So where the place is, it is on Chennai. I am entering the mobile number. So after entering the mobile number, clicking on the submit button. So the register will be, the copy of the distributor will be successful. So after that we want to log in it. So here we want to choose login. The distributor of login page will be displayed. So here the distributor buying the product from the processor. So the processor name is Anbichelvi. So the processor giving the product of onion, 2 quantities and increasing the price. So before the processor buying the product having 50 rupees. So after the processor buying the product means the processor was selling to the distributor and increasing the amount. So clicking on the option button, we want to buy the product. So here we want to click buy options. So after viewing the product name and the quantity and the price will be displayed. So after the retailer have to buying the product means the product of name will be displayed and the hash value also displayed. So before, so the two works of processor and distributor work will be completed. So by showing the processor work means, so clicking on the processor, here I want to open the processor. So the name is an Ambichelvi. So I entering the name. and I want to enter the password. After view the status, so here we want to display it, the product of the distributed name and the hash value will be displayed. So in the processor and distributed work will be completed. So after the distributed work completed means the retailer work will be started. The retailer want to register and the basic information and log in the process, and after retailer can buying the product means once the after buying the product the retailer was ready to face to on the customers to selling the product. So then only we have to see the hash values. So here we want to click the retailer and here you want to register the retailer work. The retailer is on a wiki. So the same username and here I choosing the same password also. The shop name is wiki shop. And finally I want to enter the place as Chennai and I entering the mobile number. So after the entering number, clicking on the submit button. So the retailer work will be started. So here I want to open the retailer page. So I enter the username and password. So the retailer page will be displayed. So the retailer was want to buy the product. So clicking on the buy crop. So the distributor ready to selling the product. So the product name is on a onion. The quantity is 2 and the value is on a 65 rupees. So if the retailer want to buy means by clicking on the option button and ready to click on the buy button. So after clicking, the retailer was successful buying the product. So the product name and the quantity and the price. So once if the work of distributor and retailer completed means the distributor is on a Kartik. So here the distributor of Kartik will view the status means so successfully sales to on the retailer. The retailer name is on a wiki and having the hash values. So the retailer was completed in successful. So after the retailer work, the consumer will directly buying the product. So in the customer, we have to register the basic information and we have to log in correct username and password. And the customer can buying the product. Once the customer buying the product means the customer can also the customer and the retailer having the hash values. So here the customer comes means we have to register the customer. Here the customer name is Nisha. So the same ID and password. So here profession is here is a student. So where the place is here I choosing another Chennai and after that entering the mobile number. After entering the mobile number, I want to click submit. So the registers will be entered and be successful. So after the customer login, so the customer name is Anna Nisha. So the password is Nisha and here I want to log in. So the customer ready to buying the product. So finally clicking the buying product. So the product of onion will be displayed. So based on the retailer wiki will be ready to selling the product to the customer of Nisha. So the product will be displayed and the price will be displayed. So after the buying process, the overall the values of the hash will be displayed. So in this customer have priced has viewing the where the product shop means the retailer name is on a wiki, and finally having on the hash values. So in this overall project, each and every one process to another process by using on a blockchain, using in on a hash value to securing the product without the third party cannot attacking the or read coming for the product values. So the farmer will giving the rate of the onion to product giving 50. So once the process increases the value, the amount after the processor, the distributor also increases. So each and every values of increasing the product, and finally the consumer and the customer giving the value as and the consumer viewing the product will be increases into on a 70 rupees. So in this project, we have been executed in the same process of this model, executed in successfully. And finally, thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for watching.